5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You get your questions, yeah?
Yes.
Sorted. Okay, yeah, we're now live. Good morning, love sales, hate selling members. I am so pleased today that we have the man himself, Sam Dey, internet marketer extraordinaire, YouTube influencer. He's got most of his followers in America, but he's here in the UK now, and he's doing his best to build his business over here. So I'm really chuffed. Sam, thank you so much for joining us today, man. So chuffed that you're taking part in this. I think you can share some really good knowledge and advice for the members. So thank you very much for that, man.
Oh, it's a pleasure, man. Thank you for the introduction. I should get you to introduce me all the time. It makes me feel great.
Well, brother, listen, man, you let me know, man. I can write it down, I can record it, I can write it down, I can act it out. But listen, man, I know you're a busy guy, so we'll jump straight in. So Sam, please, can you tell the members, what do you do for a business?
So my business is kind of difficult to really explain. I've got my fingers in a lot of pies. I kind of just call myself an online entrepreneur.
Okay.
So I make my money in a vast array of different ways, including YouTube. So I'm a YouTuber.
Yeah.
I'm an affiliate marketer.
Yeah.
I'm a course creator.
Wow.
Independently, and also I create courses for LinkedIn as well, for LinkedIn Learning and Linda. I'm a marketing consultant. I produce content on other platforms as well, so on Instagram, LinkedIn. I also kind of collaborate with different companies in my niche for sponsorships, or to just kind of like do consulting or talks. So through that, I've worked with companies like Wix, Fiverr, Hostinga, and I was even featured in the company that you work for as well. Yale featured me a couple of years ago in their blog. So yeah, a vast array of stuff that I do.
Sam, man, you've told me more than I thought I knew, man. Good. Wix, that's some big names that you've worked for. And I mean, how did these guys find you? I mean, just a normal UK lad doing his thing. How did these guys kind of come across you?
Well, it's mainly through SEO, which is what I teach anyway. And my main platform is YouTube, because I'm better on camera than I am writing.
So, I feel your pain, brother. I feel your pain.
Yeah. I mean, writing doesn't come natural to me. So I'm more of a video person. So I create a lot of YouTube content, but I optimize that content for search. So my content performs quite well in the search engines. A lot of my videos are discovered in Google as well as on YouTube as well. And that's where a lot of my opportunities come from, is through search. So that's one of the things I teach heavily as well.
Fantastic. Wow, that's amazing, man. And guys, did you hear that? Sam optimizes his YouTube and gets discovered on YouTube because of the way he optimizes. So there's a little lesson in there for you guys. So I hope you're kind of listening to that and kind of thinking, oh. So Sam, tell me, I mean, you're a young guy, dapper, what inspired you to start the business?
Great question. I've been in business since I was 17.
Right.
So I've always had that entrepreneurial mindset. I've always kind of been a get up and go kind of person. My mum kind of taught me that, because she's a single mum, so she raised myself and my siblings by herself. And I always saw her graft. I always saw her working multiple jobs sometimes. And so that kind of spirit of get up and get stuff done and work really hard has always been instilled within me. So 17, I started my first music and arts academy, where I was, I think about 18 or 19, I was like employing staff, and I was successfully running the business into the ground. Because I didn't understand the basic principles behind like marketing and remaining profitable and all of that stuff. So I was juggling 3 jobs at that age whilst trying to run the business. And it was, and when I went to university as well, it was a lot.
Oh my gosh.
So in university was when the kind of the turnaround happened for me. And this is what I always say to people, is like, you just got to be consistent. You got, if you know what you want to do in life, don't give up, just keep putting in the work. So university, that was when I started online. I started my first e-commerce business. And to cut a long story short, within, I think it was within about 3 to 6 months, the e-commerce business was selling physical products, was turning over about $1,000 a week.
Wow.
In sales. And for me, it was like, from someone going from the business was literally costing me money to now, you know, we're doing 4K in revenue a month. That was like really, really cool for me. So
that's fantastic.
Yeah. I left uni and I was like, I'm going to be online for the rest of my life.
But did you leave uni early, or did you finish uni then leave uni?
Yeah, so the success kind of happened towards the tail end of university.
Right.
So I was still running I was still running my businesses that weren't doing too well. And then in the last year, that was when I decided to go online. Wow. So I was kind of like, and I studied religious education. So for me, it was quite an easy degree, and I chose it because I knew it was going to be easy. I just wanted to get the grant to pay off my business. So,
don't tell them, man.
I can't tell them that, but yeah. So it was towards the tail end of university.
Wow, that's amazing, man. That's absolutely amazing. And would you care to tell us what the business was? What you said? What was the physical products you were selling?
Yeah, so I was selling. I was kind of doing what I teach people to do in e-commerce now, which is smelling what sells. So literally, I had no real niche. I was and eBay and Amazon were my main platforms at the time, and they were just very different to how they are now.
Yes,
So at the time, you can literally identify there were like different platforms you can use. Like Terapeak was one, where you can literally just discover what is selling really well, like very quickly, and just discover what's selling, find it wholesale at a cheaper price. Import it and start selling it individually, and it was doing extremely well. Yeah.
How did you find the importing? Because I know, but that's an area which does kind of fill people with dread. Was it something easy to set up, or did you have to jump through a lot of hoops to kind of get the right products in the right quality?
Not really. I mean, I didn't really have many issues because I didn't import a lot of. I imported a lot of products, but they were the same products. So I wasn't import because I knew the products that were selling. So I didn't need a huge range. We had about 4 different products, and they were all just selling in volume. So I only had to deal with a few suppliers. So once you find a good supplier, then you're fine. You can trust that person.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm assuming, a man entrepreneur like yourself, you'd have faced many challenges. But tell us about some of the big challenges that you had to overcome to kind of to start getting some success.
Oh, there's been a lot. I think it's mainly been a mental thing.
Okay.
So I think there's definitely times when you doubt yourself. There's definitely times where you go through imposter syndrome, and comparison as well is a big one. You're seeing, especially like the stage that I'm at now in my career,
of course,
where I'm kind of mingling with people who have just they've achieved some crazy stuff. And you have to be humble because you're like, oh, this is what I'm doing. But then someone is like, oh yeah, but I just put out an album and it went platinum or something like that. And you're like, okay, cool, let me take a seat. So it's like, I go to like some of these YouTube events sometimes. And one of them, I was like, I met Michael Dapper, and I met the guy from Arsenal Fan TV.
Okay.
And, the chicken shop connoisseur, all these amazing creators and YouTubers. And I'm like, wow, okay, I'm not as established as these guys yet. And it can, if you don't watch it, it can make you feel like, oh my gosh, because a lot of these guys are younger and they're doing incredible things.
Exactly.
But you've got to kind of just put your blinkers on and be like, this is my race.
Yes.
This is what I've got to do. Get up in the morning and kind of just get it done.
I love that. I love that. I mean, I did a post a couple of weeks ago actually about, the only person you should be competing with is yourself.
100%.
Because, a lot of people do watch the competitors and other people. And even myself, I've been guilty of it. But the reality is you do your thing and your people will come to you. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
but,
100%.
Wow. Well, I suppose seeing those other guys, those successful guys, I suppose it kind of spurs you on as well at the same time, I would imagine.
Yeah, I think my view of it now is I don't watch it. So a lot of these guys are like my friends now.
Yeah.
Not Michael Dapper. I can't have that boast. But a lot of my friends that I've met in the last, say, year and a half, 2 years doing what I do, it's kind of like it's refreshing, like you said, to see, especially, you know, when they're young and black as well. It's good to see them pushing forward and making you know, striving forward and stuff. But I think my mindset now is just don't even look at it. I shouldn't even know what anybody else is doing until we meet up and we like go for a coffee or whatnot and we're talking. I'm like, oh wow, you did that, so you did that. But like, I don't even look at it now. I'm just get up in the morning and I'm just like, cool, I'm gonna go a million miles ahead and do what I need to do today to make myself as you know, to put myself in the best position possible, basically.
Wicked. Yeah, man, that's proper. That is, mate, absolutely proper. So you know, if somebody was crazy enough right now after COVID to set up a business, you know, what advice would you give them? What are the kind of 3 things that they should kind of be thinking about before they even sign on that dotted line and say, yeah, I'm in business? What would you say?
I would say number 1 would be content, if you can, because it's just a free way to market and promote your business. And also it's a great way to just see if there's a buzz for whatever it is you're doing. So for example, like the vegan community is huge right now. So you might be thinking, okay, cool, I want to start a business in that vegan niche. Put some content out. It's free to create a video or to start a blog or to start a Facebook group. And if no one is coming and watching, and if you're not you know, able to build any kind of buzz with the free content, then chances are if you put 10 grand behind it, then you might not generate anything. But if you start something online and it's free and people are, you know, consuming the content, people are sharing it, and it's getting a vibe, then that's kind of a really great kind of indicator that, okay, cool, this is a good niche, this is a good business model. You got platforms. If it's a product, you got platforms like eBay, Amazon, Etsy. Everyone wants to create their own Shopify now, and it's like, well, test the product first. And that you got people who talk about drop shipping. I'm not sure if you heard about that.
I have.
Yeah, where it's like people are kind of like selling a product that they don't physically have, and then when it sells, they just send it straight to the customer, basically. And people are using that as a business model. Well, I used to use it as a research model. So if there's a product you want to sell, can you like get it in your grasp, even if it's at a loss? So you might not buy it wholesale, just get it in your grasp, or drop ship it, even if it's at a loss, just to see if it's actually going to sell well. And then you can kind of, you know, buy it in bulk and, you know, go really hammer the business. Yes. So that's what I would say is research the demand, do a couple of test runs, make sure that things are actually selling. So when you do go ahead and spend all that money, you kind of know, okay, cool, it's going to sell well, it's going to do really, really well.
I had a bad experience with dropshipping, actually. I think that's what crashed my eBay empire, because I went headlong, didn't do the research, like you said. I was young, man, young and spontaneous. And I found this company, man, offering something which was too good to be true. But unfortunately, I hadn't learned that lesson then. So I was like, yeah, man, I'm going to list this everywhere. I think I got about 10 orders in this one. And then I got the money.
It can cost you. It can cost you.
Sent off the money. Money disappeared into the nether regions. And I had all these angry people, man. And eBay chased me. PayPal was chasing me. And I had to just kind of, you know, hold my hands up. And to be fair, because of that one incident, I didn't go on eBay for about 8 years, because it was like, nah, man, I've been burnt. I ain't going back. But I'm back now, but not as heavily.
Not as heavily.
So, is there anything that the group can do for you now? We've got some great people in here. Is there anything that, you know, we can do to support you in your journey right now?
Well, following along, really, I am creating a lot of content at the moment. As always, I've got content coming out on Instagram like every single week, near enough every day, at Day Tips, where I'm just trying to support and help entrepreneurs and businesses. That's what I do. So if you're trying to anything really, if you're trying to just make money online, or if you have a business and you're like, how do I market this online? How do I do email marketing? How do I get my SEO right and get ranked in Google? And I talk about Facebook ads, because I run a lot of Facebook ads and Google ads and stuff like that. So just supporting that journey will be great. Slide in the DMs as well. I'm always up for a little chat. Super. Make sure you drop your links in the comments. I don't know if you're in the group, but if you are in the group, or come and join the group, come and drop your links in there for us, and awesome.
and then everyone can kind of find out where you are. So I'm just going to have a quick look to see who we've got on. So what I do is I have the video running on my phone, because if I put it on my computer just runs so slow, man. But who we got? We got Kerry. Hi, Kerry, MRSP, Mrs. Kerry, should I say? Good to see you here. Hey, Glenn. Hope you're well, mate. Yeah, Glenn says, Sam, the YouTuber, that's the way to go. Well done, sir. I like that.
Oh, awesome. Appreciate that.
Yeah, hi, Christine Sims. Good to see you. Oh, Glenn's just said, Mr. Day, 17,500 subscribers on YouTube, plus an extra one, me. You just got a subscriber. Christine Sims, I really agree with that. It's the thing I hated the most in corporate life, the way they made you compete with each other in every way. So she's on about not competing.
Yeah.
Dan Hedges, thank you, Dan. Focus on your own goals, not someone else's. Hey, love it. Love that one. Kerry loves drop shipping. Great advice. Wish she'd have spoken to you ages ago. Well, she actually said, I wish I'd started this a long time ago. Started 4 months ago and transformed her business. Kerry, you know, Sam is available on, I think you're on LinkedIn. He's on Facebook. He's on Instagram. He's got some amazing content going out every single day, pretty much. Whenever I log on, I see you. I'm thinking, damn, and I thought I posted a lot. Just as a matter of interest, in terms of the content, do you do all yourself, or do you have a team around you?
No, there's no team. So content can change your life. And that's the reason why I put so much content out. And I was having this discussion on the weekend with a friend of mine who's starting something up. And she was like, oh, how do I grow a following? And that's where a lot of people make the mistake. I'm not as proud of my 17.5K on YouTube subscribers as I am of my 500 videos that I've put out. Because it's not the 17.5K that changed my life. It's the 500 videos.
Exactly.
So for example, when LinkedIn discovered me, they found a video that had less than 1,000 views. Yeah. And just from kind of going and working with LinkedIn and putting platforms on the LinkedIn platform, Fiverr discovered me, and now I'm working with them to create content. Wow. So it's like, if it wasn't for creating the content, then there would be no Sam Dey, there would be no LinkedIn, there would be no Fiverr, no Hostinger, all of these companies I've worked with. So it's like, for me, it's not even about the views. It's not about how many people follow, but it's about giving really good value. Yeah. I mean, if you're creating great value on a daily basis, then you're giving people a reason to follow, to subscribe, and stuff like that. So
absolutely. It's one of my mantras. I do actually say to people, you know, especially when they're dealing with customers, or they're trying to work out what content to write about. And I always say, listen, what are you being asked? What are you being asked by your customers? What are the frequently asked questions? You know, can you wrap that up into some content which becomes everlasting? It means when you're asleep, you're answering those questions. You're getting that trust. You're showing them you got the knowledge, and you know, chances are they're going to come back to you and say, "Well, listen, I like what you say. Where do I pay you? How do I pay you?" So yeah, I mean, content
100%.
Content is king.
Yeah.
What else we got in here? So we got Dan. Dan Hedges. I remember who you are now, sir. Right, there's a guy in the group called Dan Hedges, and he's on the phone. He's trying to sell me something on the phone. It's actually football pools. You won't mind me saying that. And I did a little bit of coaching with him on the phone, because he didn't tell me what the company was right until the very end when we'd finished. Yeah. And I said, no. I said, listen, why didn't you position that at the beginning? And he's like, well, it's the way we've been taught to sell. But the thing is, if you'd have told me the company, I could have researched you while you was talking, got that little bit of trust and validation, and perhaps you might have proceeded. And he was like, I'm going to go and tell my boss. And then he joined the group. Dan, I hope you're good, man. You got to get in touch with me. Who else we got on here? Kerry, God, you're saying a lot. Awesome, sounds great. Thank you. I was up at the job with the newest dragon 3 days a week presenting after one live. So Kerry was saying that she did a live, and then she was offered a position with a company just from her live. That's the thing. That's the thing, members. You know, at the end of the day, content is king. If you're struggling to think of what to write about, just write about what your customers ask you about, or your prospects, what they ask you about. And that to be fair, if one person's asking you, that means that another 100 people have probably got the same question.
Yeah, excellent. 100%. And syndication as well. So if you're creating content on one platform, can you kind of repurpose it and put it on another platform as well? And you can be everywhere. Excellent, man.
Sam, that's absolutely fantastic, man. Absolutely fantastic. Guys, if you've got any questions before we wrap things up, then please ping them across now. My Facebook is running about 1 minute behind. So if you want to send anything over now, I might get it. I'm gonna give you 45 seconds and then we're gonna go. But before we go, Sam, I'm gonna say thank you so much. So
Thanks
much
for having
power.
me.
No, man, absolute pleasure, mate. So much power in what you've said. If people want to get some advice, listen to this video. He's dropped some zingers in there, some real zingers. I can't actually find your LinkedIn training on LinkedIn. How do I find it?
So if you go to linkedinlearning.com,
Yeah.
then you'll find it there. It's also available on lynda.com, Lyda, lynda.com. Yeah.
Lyda.
Oh, wait, sorry. No, I spelled that wrong. Lynda.
Lynda.com. I've not even heard of them.
Yeah. So Lynda was like a platform of its own. And then it was acquired by LinkedIn. I think it was 2015-ish. It was like their biggest acquisition, like 1.5 billion or something like that. Because LinkedIn are trying to get really firm in terms of creating content and education and stuff like that. So yeah.
I mean, obviously you're on LinkedIn. Do you spend much time on LinkedIn anyway, or is it like somewhere you just put your content in and when you get off there? I mean, you do much on there?
I didn't before the whole LinkedIn thing, but because of the courses now, like some of the courses have like 10,000 students in it. So I get a lot of like questions and comments and stuff like that on LinkedIn now. Whereas before I wasn't really on LinkedIn a lot. So I'm now creating a lot more content for the people who are kind of following me there as well as a result of the courses. So wow. I'm spending more time there. Kind of thing.
And the nice thing about that is obviously when people are asking you questions and comments and stuff, that's obviously giving you more inspiration for more content.
100%. Yeah. That's where a lot of the ideas come from, especially for Instagram, because it's so easy to create content on Instagram. So whenever like someone asks me a question, I'm like, oh, that would create a great video. I just go and record it right there and then. So
because your videos are on point, man. I mean, your lighting and everything. I mean, I'm in my office. And where I am, I'm at the back of the house, so I get the sun. So if I have the blind open, there's too much light. I'm like some kind of celestial being. But then if I put the blind down, I have to put my light box on, and it's like a kind of false light. So I've got to try and get that. Any tips while you're on?
I use the light boxes.
Okay, so where's your position, behind you or in front of you?
So my light boxes are literally right here on the side. But at the like sometimes because I've got like a lamp here.
Yeah,
I think the bulb is working. But when it is working, it's nice to have like a little light at the back as well and stuff like that. So
super. And have you written any books? Have you written any books, Sam? Because every time I see you on video, you always got a book behind you, man, strategically placed in the corner.
Yeah. So this is my lead magnet. So and I always recommend this as well. Because a lot of people, you go to their website, they just have sign up for updates.
Yes.
Which isn't very enticing. You want to have some sort of lead magnet, something that, something valuable that someone wants to actually download. And because I do a lot of video, it's kind of like, it's great to have it as a visual. Yes. Because in marketing, we know about touch points.
Yes.
So if someone clicks my link in the description and they go and they see what I'm promoting, it's the second time they've seen it now. Because they've seen it there and they're like, it's familiar. So in that way, my my email list, well, my what should I say, my conversion rate is a lot higher because they've seen it. And even if someone comes to my website for the first time today, but they've been following me for a month, they're like, oh, that's the book that I always see in the Instagram and in YouTube. So that's the formula that I've written. But the way I've done that as well is I've branded it as the formula people can go and download, but I can always edit it and change it. The formula could be anything, like it's the formula to generating leads and sales online, but tomorrow I can go and change it. Still keep it as the formula, but change the content.
Change the content
the formula volume 2 or volume 3. So, I try to create stuff that can just last.
Be updated.
And I can update it. But if it's something that needs to constantly be changed, then that's an issue because this is in like 100 videos now. So,
I've actually got downloaded it and it's a fantastic read. And I'd recommend it to anybody who is looking to generate sales and leads from the internet. Right, I had a couple more comments come in. Kerry, man, Kerry's on it today. Kerry, you are on it today. I'm gonna have to get you on and do an interview with you because you're so engaged today. Right, took me 3 years to get over the fear of doing lives. Glad I started, but wished I joined a group like this for these chats.
Yeah.
Thank you, Kerry. That's really nice, man. I'm gonna send I'll send you them flowers later. Kerry's asking, what's your favorite social platform?
That's a hard one. You're gonna draw me out now. It's a hard one. Because obviously I've got some really great ties with LinkedIn.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm kind of obliged to say them, but no, I mean, I really like Instagram.
We won't tell them, man. We won't tell nobody else.
I'm really loving Instagram at the moment.
Okay.
Because of how easy it is to create content. I think everyone should be on Instagram.
Oh, wow, okay.
Even if your target audience isn't there, I'd say be on Instagram. Or if you feel like your target audience isn't there yet.
Oh, they are. And listen, everyone's audience is, they're spread. I mean, people say, oh, yeah, LinkedIn for professionals. But all of those LinkedIn people have a Facebook account.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? A lot of them would have downloaded Instagram because they feel they need to know what's on Instagram. So every now and again, they might bump on there and say, oh, that's interesting. Boom. So obviously, don't spread yourself too thin if you're just starting out, but most certainly don't kind of put the blinkers on and think, oh, my audience only lives there.
Yeah. I mean, with Instagram, the reason why I love it is because obviously you can create short form videos. Literally just take your phone out right now and record a video that's 1 minute.
Yeah.
And then you can post that same video on Facebook, on LinkedIn, on YouTube, wherever. You can record the IGTV, longer form, do the same thing, post it somewhere else. Also, you've got images, single image, but also the carousel image. And obviously you can use that across platform as well. And then the beauty thing is the stories. Yes. And you can create lovely looking stories and download them to your phone. And now you've got content you can use on Pinterest, on LinkedIn, Twitter, wherever else. So it's kind of like, that's a great kind of a base of just creating loads of content. And then you can syndicate that content out to different platforms. So that's why I think Instagram is probably like, is the number one platform right now, in my opinion anyway.
Guys, you've heard some zingers today, man. I'm sorry, but if you have watched this video and you can't go back to your marketing and have a little look at what you're doing, and start changing things, then you've not been listening, man. This guy's come out with some serious zingers. Right, so Sam, listen, man, we're going to wrap things up now. Don't go anywhere. We're going to have a quick chat afterwards. Guys, thank you so much for joining in. Thanks for taking part today. As I say, real pleasure to have Sam on. This guy's going places. He's doing things. You can say that you saw him here first. You say that you saw him here first.
Appreciate it.
and we promise we won't tell LinkedIn, but you said Instagram. One couple more responses. Dan, a compliment about me. He's incredible. Honestly, when I was trying to sell to him, I just felt his energy and just wanted to talk to him. Oh, thanks, Dan. Listen, man, I'm gonna send you that money later on. All right, just chill out. And Kerry, amazing. Thank you. Not used Instagram much, and certainly not in this way. Amazing. So listen. People have got zingers today, guys. People are going to go off and they're going to do some different things with their marketing. And I think Sam would agree, marketing is, there's a lot of testing involved, testing and measuring and kind of doing something and saying, well, what was the effect of that? So, I mean, in terms of analytics and things, I'm going to make the assumption you use Google Analytics. Do you use anybody else for any kind of
yes, I use I'm obsessed with Facebook ads right now.
Okay.
So yeah, it's a great way to generate leads, generate sales. So I'm always using like the Facebook pixel, but you can if you're not using Facebook, the Facebook pixel, you can create a Google Tag Manager account and then kind of just track all of your analytics within there. I'm currently working with a company called Stat Counter. And I'm testing out their platform, and we're doing some webinars with their database and stuff. So that's one that I'm looking into. That they have a free version as well. So it's quite easy to set up. So you just put your website in, add a little snippet of code to your site, and then that tracks different types of analytics that you might want to look at, like heat map stuff and stuff like that. So but Google Tag Manager and obviously the Facebook pixel as well. And even if there's a quick tip, even if you're not planning on doing Facebook marketing yet, still install the Facebook pixel on your site, because then Facebook can start gathering data.
Yeah, you can create an audience based on the people who visit your site. So I mean, I put my pixel on. Good grief, about 12 months ago, maybe more. I mean, I haven't done a Facebook ad as yet. I'm going to probably end up doing one soon because I want to test out those audiences and see what kind of happens if I ping something across to them. But Sam, man, absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much, sir. I look forward to watching this video back. I'm going to start pulling some zingers out for myself, man, and putting them into play. Guys, thank you for joining us this morning. If you do want to catch up with Sam, you can find him on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube. I think he's going to join the group and drop his comments onto the video as well. If he doesn't, I'll make sure he sends those links to me and I'll drop them into the comments. But this is the guy who's on the up and up. You can tell everybody that you saw him here first. And seriously, this is the guy who can really help you move forward. And he's got training all over the place. So if you do want any specific training, SEO, using SEO for Wix, SEO for YouTube, this guy's got it all. How many courses you got out at the moment, mate, roughly?
Roughly probably about between 20 and 30. And
good graft.
I'm keeping on putting out more, so I can't keep up with myself.
Oh, quality, man. Well, listen, Sam, thank you so much, man. And, I think you're on a podcast with me next week, possibly my brother as well. So that'll be a different thing altogether. But guys, thanks for joining us today. And if you've got any questions for Sam, ping them over. I'm more than happy to get them across to him or contact him direct. It's Sam Dey, D-E-Y, not D-A-Y, D-E-Y, Dey. Wicked. Guys, we're out of here. Sam, give him a goodbye.
Take care. Thank you for having me.
Excellent. Guys, speak to you all later on. And thanks for joining us.